Could there be a bidding war for Spence versus Crawford? That's what I want to discuss right now in this video. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Listen, people, we're on the road to 300,000 subscribers. We're almost there. You can help us get there and make sure other people get the same content that you got. If you've ever got any value of any of my videos, make sure you guys subscribe if you have not already done that. SLC, subscribe, like, and content for the latest and greatest in the world of boxing. Now, I made a video the other day. ESPN had dropped a report, and in that ESPN report, it says it is agreed that Errol Spence and Terence Crawford have agreed to the material terms or agreed in principle. That does not mean that we absolutely have a fight. I want that to be abundantly clear. If you guys have followed me for any length of time, you'll know in my videos, I'm very blunt. I'm very transparent. I don't have to lie and, clickbait and do a bunch of stuff to lead you guys astray or give you false hope in something. So once again, so we're very clear. I want to be crystal clear. The fight is not finalized. Errol Spence hasn't really announced it. Terence Crawford hasn't announced it, nor has PBC. So be advised of that. But usually, from my experience, the hardest thing to agree on is the terms, namely money. The money is usually the root. You know how people say money is the root of all evil. I don't believe in that. But money is the root of all fights happening or not happening. Because if the fighters who are risking their lives do not want to agree to the split or the amount of money they're going to get, the purse, then they're not going to risk their lives and put on this event if they feel like they're getting shafted. It's that simple. Now, what you guys seen in the title, Lance Pugmire reported, and others, that there could be a bidding war within PBC. Now, you guys know Errol Spence's last fight was against Yordenis Ugas. I think it was in April. Great performance from Errol Spence, especially given the fact that Ugas was coming off of, I would say, a very sturdy performance versus Manny Pacquiao. I want to sub to my promoter. Right? And Ugas looked sensational versus Manny Pacquiao, and he looked very hard to beat. Then he fights Errol Spence. Outside of that one round you gave him maybe for the mouthpiece fiasco, round 6 or whatever it is, he got dominated by Errol Spence. So that, I'm not going to say put Errol Spence on the map, but it made people, realize that Errol Spence is that dude. People were questioning, since he fought Danny Garcia, he couldn't stop him, even though he beat him convincingly. People didn't know since post-accident how he would look. So Errol's last fights, and he's fought, not all, but a lot of his fights have been on Showtime. I believe the Ocampo fight I went to was Showtime. His last fight with Ugas, he has fought on Fox as well. I want to say maybe the Sean Porter unification was on Fox. I was at that fight too, out in LA. Shout out to LA. And now there's allegedly a bidding war, according to the reports. There's a bidding war for this particular fight, which to me is not a surprise. Showtime, they have a budget for these types of things, as does Fox. And you looked at the magnitude of this fight. You got two welterweights. This is our Sugar Ray Leonard versus Hagler. This is our Hagler Hearns in this current time. Since Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather, I don't think there's been any singular welterweight fight that would represent what this fight will represent to the welterweight division. Because you have Errol Spence. You see him right there. You got Terence Crawford. You see him right there. Between the two of them, Errol has 20-something fights off the top of my head. Crawford, almost 40 fights. He got 30-something fights, I believe. You got 50 fights between the two of them and 0 losses. They both have unblemished, unbeaten records. So with that being said, somebody's O has to go. Furthermore, all the belts are on the line. Errol Spence has 3 of the belts. Hey, stop that cat, man, there. Terence Crawford has the remaining WBO belt, which he got in his very first fight. There's also other deeper dynamics I can discuss, like Crawford, every welterweight performance has ended via knockout. Every single one. And I was at a couple of them. Jeff Horn, I was at that fight. Knocked him out. I want to say round 9. off the top of my head. Next fight was Jose Benavidez. I was at that fight, knocked him out in the final round, 12th and final. So on and so forth. Mean Machine got knocked out. Sean Porter, the first time he got knocked out, which, you know, prompted a immediate retirement. Crawford's that dude, you know, skilled fighter, was undisputed in his previous division. So this fight just means a lot. Errol Spence, not every single welterweight performance has been a knockout, but you can't really, in my opinion, dwell on that too much because Errol Spence has done the heavier lifting and he fought the better competition. So Mikey Garcia has never been knocked out and he just retired. So he ended his whole career with nobody knocking him out. Broner didn't knock him out. The last dude he lost to, Sandals, never knocked him out. Errol couldn't knock him out or didn't knock him out, whatever. I think Errol could have if he was more aggressive, but I'll save that for another video. And, you know, to the point, Sean Porter had never been knocked out. So it's not just about who you can knock out. And as the competition increases, the knockouts are harder to get. So I'm not surprised by a bidding war. Showtime, Fox, they both would clearly want stake in this fight. This is the biggest fight, one of the most anticipated fights in boxing. I think Wilder and Joshua had that same, you know, dynamic where it's like people have been talking about this for years and really and truly wanted to see these fights. So it's just a big, huge fight that has been talked about for years. Now, I know some of the Crawford fans, they were saying all these names and calling Errol Spence a duck, but Errol Spence has proven who he is. You don't duck one fighter to fight a tougher schedule than that other fighter. You don't do everything you say. If you were like, he could just easily say I'm moving up and then move on to 154, fight Sebastian Fundora or something. So there's nothing that stipulates he has to stay and fight Crawford. So it just shows you the mentality of Errol Spence can't be denied. You know, so Fox, Showtime, me as a consumer, you know, I don't really care. I think Fox does a great job. Like their promo work, their camera work is just top tier. But Showtime they have a good program as well. The only thing that I will say, like critique wise, is I found myself on recent Showtime telecasts disagreeing heavily with the commentators. You know, a lot of the commentators, and that matters because this is a product, especially for this fight, this would be a product you're paying for. And I just feel like a lot of the commentary has just been way off, especially like the scorecards and stuff. I just get to a point and I'm like, they're depicting the fight as some one-sided affair, as if guy A is destroying guy B and it's a really close fight, you know, and the commentary doesn't really match the action. And then don't get me started on some of the scorecards. Steve Farhood, some of his scorecards have been crazy where he heavily has one guy in the lead. And I'm like, this is not that type of fight. So, you know, I don't personally have a preference. And I don't think we can as fans, beggars can't be choosers. I just want to see the fight. You get what I'm saying? I want to see the fight. So if it lands on Nickelodeon, I would be happy because I want to see the fight. So I really don't have a horse in the race. Showtime, there's certain things that they do good. And then Fox, as I mentioned, when it comes to like motion graphics, on-screen graphics, the HD and the 4K cameras and high quality Sonys they're using and different things like that, I think they're a cut above with some of the production value. But either way, I just want to see the fight. Let me know if you have a preferred network. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. I'm truly the best in the business. Subscribe to the channel. Help get the channel to 400 or actually 300,000. And introducing Super Thanks right here on the official Boxing Ego YouTube. Super Thanks allows you, the viewers, to show a little bit of extra gratitude, which enables me as a full-time content creator to push out the content you need in the world of boxing. Underneath all the videos, you will see a heart with the $sign in it. You can enter any amount that you find suitable as a Super Thanks. A brand new interactive and colorful way to get your comments highlighted and noticed by not only myself, but other people on the YouTube platform. Super Thanks, a unique and cool way to show and applaud us full-time content creators. Hopefully you guys enjoy the content. Super Thanks. The future is now. The Hibernation 5s by Kenichi Bear. Hybrid gaming and lifestyle headphones. Out of the box, you can connect to any console or PC. Bluetooth ready with a low latency USB adapter, color RGB, and extreme bass mode. The Hibernation 5s adjust to you. Whether you need a gaming, travel, gym, or lifestyle headphones, the Hibernations got you covered. The new Hibernation 5s, link in the description. Customize the way you hear the world. Welcome to the nation. Are you tired of your YouTube videos not getting any views? Well, consider TubeBuddy. I've used TubeBuddy for years to scale up my YouTube channel. Now we're sitting over 200,000 subscribers. TubeBuddy is a browser extension that offers a ton of built-in productivity and time-saving services to take your channel to the next level. Use my link in the description to get started with TubeBuddy and level up your channel faster. We work.